I know that you are like me, that you've probably encountered people on here telling you about the books that they've read, that they were inspired by. But allow me to take a moment to do sort of the opposite and let you know exactly the books that I'm currently reading at this moment or about to start reading that I already found to be shaping and creating a new way for me. And some of the ones that I'm going to start reading I'm hoping that are going to start doing that for me. And if you haven't yet, I just want to encourage you to subscribe as I create content to help you slow down, connect, and be present with not just your life, but the people around you in very specific, intentional ways. And book and journaling is one of those ways. The book that I just recently came across on right here on the platform on YouTube is called The Artist's Way. And I'm going to ask you this. If you've read this, please let me know in the comments what you thought of it. What was like the thing that actually, whether it was like a pivotal moment that changed your life or something. I would love to know. And I would personally reply to you. But it's written by Julia Cameron. And apparently it's a 12-week type of course because she used to teach it in university. And then she created this book and it literally walks you through 12 weeks. I haven't started this one yet. I literally just got it a few days ago, right before our winter storm here. But it's about finding your creativity. And there's something that she says there at the beginning that I actually believe, and I've said before, is that we are all creative. Again, it depends on how you approach it, how you define it. But I think that essentially we are all creative or called to create in some way. And again, how you define creative might be different than you and I. This is one that I recently came across a week ago again, and I started reading because it's a small read. I am a third of the way through. It's called Just Do Something. This one is by Kevin DeYoung, and it's basically, the subtitle of the book is A Liberating Approach to Finding God's Will. Because, many people, Christian or not, but they find like, what's my calling? What's God's will for my life? And the point of this book is that it helps you be free from actually finding or waiting on God's voice or the vision or the thing that's just going to be the sign, the angel or something, because the scripture is a lot clearer than that. And we don't always need that to actually be obedient, because some things are just innate and some things are just already written that we can just respond to. And so already so far in the first few chapters of reading this book has already been very helpful in just bringing some language and clarity to the ways that I'm already believing. This is an old book. This is one of my favorite authors, G.K. Chesterton. It's called Orthodoxy, and it's actually a book that I've read once about 10 years ago, actually. And the point of G.K. Chesterton is that in finding a new philosophical way, this is over 100 years now, and he finds out that Christianity is actually more fun, wild, and creative than he would have ever imagined. He finds a way of recreating Christianity for him that makes sense through the scriptures. And so he finds out that it's not about rules, that it's not about what the Orthodox, or better said, the way that many people want to give a bad reputation for it. And imagine, this is something that's written old. It's so much more true even in our days. I think I was talking to my wife yesterday, actually, and I was like, man, some of these old authors, I think they would be appalled by our present day Christianity as I am. I can only imagine how they would be. But some years ago, I actually felt like I had a moment of feeling like I'm going mentally crazy. And I started reading this book in that moment for some reason. And chapter 2 is called The Maniac. And it's actually a chapter that I feel like that God used to actually liberate me or free me from the way that I was in that day, in that moment of feeling like, am I losing my mind? Like things lost meaning. I was losing like a sense of purpose. I was losing like a sense of what is life about, and then losing enjoyment in conversations with my closest friends or my wife and so on. That simple little chapter did a lot for me, and so I'm hoping you'd read it. So the next one is The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder Carroll. And now I have been bullet journaling for some years now, and I didn't even know that there was a bullet journal method, let alone a book behind it. And so when I got my hands on this book and I started consuming a lot of writers' content on YouTube, it just added a lot of clarity. It brought language, obviously, and it brought some more practical tools. And it's been very helpful. So whether you are new or wanting to be in the bullet journal lifestyle, if you would, or you're a veteran, this is definitely a good read. I'm about halfway through, and it has been very helpful. And the next part actually looks very promising. So I'm looking forward to that one. This next one is very special to me in the sense that it's my debut back to fiction books, because it's been some years since I've read anything fiction. And secondly, I really love John Steinbeck. I've read some of his books in the past. And this one is East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Now, I want to ask you again, if this book or any of the books so far that I've mentioned have shaped your life, or have brought some, language, or has given you some quotes that, have actually shaped your mind, or I don't know, whatever it is, please let me know in the comments. I would love to know as I'm going through and keep those things in mind. But as I was saying, annotating the book has been one of the most amazing things, because there's so much in this book as much as the other ones, but there's so much in here that I just don't want to miss, and I don't want to forget, because I remember I've loved books for years, and I've always been one to not even think about annotating them, because I was like, I don't want to ruin the book, but then, some other things happen. And I'm like, and it never hit me. I was like, I can have a journal for it, which is why I have this. I have a separate bullet journal just for books. So whether it's any of these books or the next book I'm going to show you, I call this my book of books. And it's been actually one of the most helpful and just one of the best resources I have, because you can call it what other people call it. You can call it a commonplace book, or for me, it's like a thought capture. I write down my arguments. I write down my questions. I write down the quotes. I write down the things that are captivating my mind, my heart, my emotions, my attention, and I put them in here, and I'm making sure that I don't forget it. So I annotate it in the book, and I'm letting myself know this is where I wrote it in the journal, because this book comes with page numbers. And so anyways, I say that to say, like, you should have a book of books. You should have a book where you're writing down the things that you're capturing from the books, because apparently, here's what I found out. A friend of mine, of my wife and I, sent us a survey that was done some years ago, like 3 years ago. And apparently that for the past several decades, let's say 2 to 3 decades, every single year, 3% of the total Americans that actually read one entire book in any given year keeps dropping every year by 3%. In my opinion, I feel like we are just, by population, maybe getting dumber and just relying too much on technology and AI and doom scrolling. And that's the point of the content that I create. I'm trying to help you slow down and connect and be present with your personal life, connect your what with your why, and also just be present with your friends and your family. And this last book is going to be the book that I would call the one that has changed my life for the better forever, is the Bible. This is one that I will not let go of, and will read and read and read to the day that I die, Lord willing. And even apparently the people who would say that have been or categorized as the smartest or the most intelligent readers have said that the Bible is by far one of the greatest books. And it's not just, it's interesting, some of the stats behind the Bible, because it's also one of the most or top selling books globally, but it's also one of the top selling books for centuries, for years. It's one of the books that will just do that, and it's the one that's attributed to most people's lives transforming, changing, and in so many ways. And honestly, with that being said, like any of the things that are behind me, like for example, this goals and weekly logging board, and anything that I'm doing with work, or even the traveling that I've done across the globe for work and all these things, like none of that would matter or would mean anything if it didn't mean that I had the faith that I have, and the transformation that I've encountered in that. And so if there's a book that I would encourage you, is that one to read, and then everything else is secondary, anything that you read. But again, please let me know in the comments which one of these books has captivated your attention that maybe you've never read, but then also let me know which ones that you have read that have actually shaped your life and your mind and your way of thinking or philosophy as of now. I would really love to see that. I really love to read that and reply to you personally. But again, I want to thank you for if you've made it all this way. I'm so grateful for you. Let me know what other type of comments or what other type of content, or if you'd like me to go a little bit more deeper on my book of books or on my weekly log that I just started doing in a new way after going to a $5,000 business coaching sessions in St. Louis. I would love to do that to help you so that you can save time, save money, and save your sanity in many ways. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.